Bright Suns, everybody, and welcome back to Castles and Company. This is our 12th episode already. Wow. So yeah, we had a good episode here planned for y'all today. Not much in Disney news, but we're here to talk about some updates with the Disneyland Resort, Walt Disney World Resort, and other Disney properties and such. So my name is Jared Hendrickson, and joining me today is Nathan Boosie. I just realized I had you muted, Nathan. Go ahead and say that again.
Hi guys.
There you go. And then Shri. Oh, sorry. Shri the tree is also with us.
What's up, guys? You have me muted. No, you
No,
don't.
no, I don't. You're here. You want to redo that?
No, I'm good. I'm happy with it.
And then with us finally is Ashley Taylor.
Hi. And also not finally. I'm here like half of the time.
I meant finally as in you're the last person that I said.
Oh, okay. Thank you for not shaming
How about
me.
this?
Hi.
Last but most certainly the least, Ashley Taylor.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Jared.
I know you appreciate it. So, news today. Not much in Disney news this week, as I was saying. Couple small things. Jungle Cruise is coming out this weekend, if I'm correct. Today's the 28th. I think it comes out the 30th. They just had the red carpet event at Disneyland, which I think was really cool because that's where the actual Jungle Cruise, like the first Jungle Cruise ride is. What's funny is they're not even calling it the Jungle Cruise anymore. You don't know that they're changing the name of it, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, really?
What?
Now I put myself on the spot here.
Wow.
It's like something Express new Jungle Cruise name. I shouldn't have done this on the spot. They're changing. I'm pretty sure Disneyland.
Imagine having a Disney podcast and not knowing something about Disney for your podcast. That's wild.
Wow.
You slipping, Jared.
Wow. Yeah, it happens. Anyway, I'll see if I can find that later. But basically, I think they're changing the name of it so it won't be called Jungle Cruise anymore. So it's kind of like this is like the last goodbye to the original Jungle Cruise. I mean, they are updating the ride, so it's also interesting that like in the back they didn't have any like construction going on like while they had this like preview or what do you? It's not preview, premiere. Is that right?
Premiere, yeah.
Does that have like the premiere going on? So in the back, because there was a ton of photos that were circulating of that, like people were taking photos of like the construction going on the ride. But hopefully all that's supposed to be done around now, because they said like I'm pretty sure they said Jungle Cruise like the updates are supposed to go live late summer. So I guess that was gonna lead into our conversation later. But it's like if you go to Disneyland right now, I'm pretty sure you can't even ride the Jungle Cruise. So it's kind of like another reason not to go. But just like
I don't know. I saw
no,
like a video of some people, and they were on the Jungle Cruise ride, and they were like, oh, like they were at like they saw the premiere going on while they were on the ride, and like they like got Dwayne The Rock Johnson's attention, and in one of his interviews, like you can see him like waving back to the people or like saying hi to them. I thought it was really cute. So it's still up. You can still go on it like right now, but it's probably down. Maybe. I don't know.
Oh, maybe I lied because I'm looking up now that Jungle Cruise new experience will open July 16th. Oh wait, this is
So it's already open.
This is at Magic. Yeah, it says at Disneyland, so I guess it's already opened. So I guess the updates are already live. I guess I'm just slacking. And I guess it's still called Jungle Cruise. Okay, maybe I'm dumb. Never mind. They're calling it. I think it's like their new storyline calls it something else instead of Jungle Cruise. Like, I can't remember. I'm gonna butcher it if I even try saying it. But thank you, Ashley, for correcting me on that. So it is open. We can still go to the Jungle Cruise right now. Disneyland's open today, right? It is the 28th. I can check the Disneyland app and see if the ride's currently open.
Yeah. Or this is my podcast now. I
It's your
bested
podcast?
Jared. Yeah, this is my podcast now.
Oh, it actually is
I'm
open.
taking
30-minute
over.
standby. It's still called Jungle Cruise. I'm just
Dang.
dumb. Have any of you
It's
gone on
okay,
the
sure.
Jungle Cruise at night? I've never done that.
Bro, I haven't been to Disneyland since I was 4.
Tree, we
Going
gotta
on the
get you
Jungle
there.
Cruise at night sounds
I'm
scary.
going. Once I get my new pay scale, I'll go.
True. So that also leads into the conversation later. But what'd you say, Nathan?
Going on the Jungle Cruise at night seems very scary.
Nathan, how old are you, man?
Are you afraid you're gonna capsize
Wait,
the boat?
I also don't know what the Jungle Cruise is, so maybe that's contributing to my fear.
Oh
Oh,
my
have you really not
gosh.
been on it?
I might have been on it. I just don't remember it.
Man, I gotta get you in Disneyland. It's been so long for you, Nathan. So it's like a little ride. I guess for listeners who don't know what the Jungle Cruise is, I'm sure most people. It's like a little. It's like one of the rides that was like originally with Disney, with Disneyland from the start, but it's changed a lot over the years. Like, I don't even think it had like trees when it started or something, but now it's like a little jungle expedition where you get on a boat and you basically have a person who's like me, who just makes bad puns the entire time on the ride.
Oh my god.
And it is my favorite ride at the
Hi.
park in that sense because that person always has me dying. Like I love
I have
the
myself dying,
skippers.
is what Jared just said.
Man.
Exactly. Like one of my favorite puns is like, you guys have been outstanding on this ride. Now I want you outstanding on the dock. I don't know, just like
Oh my
they do little things like that, and they like make jokes the whole time. So all around, love the ride. It's not like a dark ride, and it's not like a thrill ride. I don't even know what to call it. Does anyone have a name for it? An experience?
Yeah, just a mission.
It's a mission? Or a mission from God. So yeah, I mean, Jungle Cruise movie. Anyone here planning on seeing it?
Yeah, I'll plan on seeing it. Probably not this weekend, maybe next weekend. I love going to the movies, so I just be going and seeing whatever.
About you, Ashley?
Maybe mostly because like I saw the interview that The Rock and like I don't know who's the other lead, who's like the female lead in the
Emily
movie.
Blunt.
Emily Blunt. I saw a video of like them in interviews and stuff and their compilations, and I loved their energy together, and it was just really funny. So I'll probably see it like because they were really great in their interviews.
All right, everyone, let's bet money on what Nathan's response is going to be. Nathan, are you going to see this movie?
Oh, if Valorant servers are live, he's not.
Yeah. So if by some stroke of luck, like my internet in my apartment cuts out,
The AC
and
cuts
have no
out.
power. Yeah, and my apartment just reaches like uninhabitable temps. Like then I'll go see it.
Oh, like you'll go to a theater. I was thinking like, is it going to be on Disney Plus? Or no? Is
I feel like it probably will be.
Yeah, I think it will, but I don't have the premiere access.
Yeah.
I just have like the movie one. I
That's
just
what
go
I'm
to the
saying.
movie.
I think you have to
There's
buy every
no way.
premiere access.
Zero shot. I would watch it like a Dwayne Johnson movie from the comfort of my home.
Bro,
You
don't let
just
him catch
not
you.
like-
That definitely beat you.
You just not like Dwayne the Rock Johnson?
No, I don't know, like you're gonna tell me you're gonna sit down for an evening and turn on Jumanji.
Dude, Jumanji
Hey,
is such
hey,
a good movie.
Jumanji
though.
is lit. The original and the new one are lit.
No, I mean the new. Okay, but yeah.
Dude, honestly, I liked both of them. I liked the. Okay, I've never seen the original with like, is it like Robin Williams?
Yeah, Robin Williams. That one goes hard.
I've
That
never
one
seen
goes
that
hard.
one, but I have seen the reboot and the reboot sequel, and they were both funny as hell.
I saw the reboot. I didn't see the reboot sequel.
Ashley, have you seen either of them?
I haven't, but like I always see clips of it online. I do this weird thing with movies where like instead of just watching the movie fully, I'll like those YouTube channels where they'll split up movies into a whole bunch of clips.
Yeah.
I'll like watch a whole bunch of those in a row. So it's like I've watched the majority of the movie without.
Oh my god,
any of the
those
clips.
people.
It's because I like to put it in like 1.5 speed or 2 times speed just
You
so
know
I can
what?
like watch it and get
I
done.
was literally just about to bring up how one of my friends watches movies at 2 times speed and how he's a criminal and how that is the
Bro, I
most
be doing like if it's like a
terrible
movie
thing
I've
ever.
seen, if it's a movie I've seen and I just want background noise, I'll put it on 1.5 speed.
Yeah, but I feel like 1.5 is reasonable. At 2, you're not even hearing half the dialogue. It just blurs.
Dude, if
together.
I watched my physics lectures in 2 times speed and I understood it, I think I can get a movie.
Yeah, look at this guy. I mean, Loki, he's not wrong though. Like
Everyone has
something
watched
about
lectures in
it.
2 times speed.
Okay, yes, I have
Yeah.
done that as well.
Are
I
we
did that for
talking
my
about
last
how you,
final.
no. Dude, watching a movie on like a different speed is a crime, bro.
Well, I mean, I'm not focused on it. That's not like if it's on 2 times speed, I'm not
You're just
focused. I'm
getting
doing
the
other things.
info.
No, okay. I will say watching a musical on 2 times speed, like
That sounds horrible.
yeah, that's not it. Like, do not watch a musical on 2
You're
times
not gonna
speed.
tell me you're gonna watch Hamilton on speed. You gotta embrace.
I've done it
all-
before. I
Wait,
have
what?
done that before actually.
Actually, not the first time
Yeah.
you saw it, right?
No. Well, kind of. Technically, yeah.
You need to be locked
Because
up.
it's just
They need to
so-
throw away
okay.
the key.
They do, because I truly am a menace to society. But like, I don't know, it's something about it. You shouldn't watch most musicals in 2 times speed, but you can definitely watch movies in 2 times speed. Yep.
Another unrelated note: Hamilton, really great movie. If all that a
You
movie.
can do a lot of things. You know, I could eat macaroni and cheese with mustard on it. But I don't
Hey,
think
you
that's
don't
No,
do
a good
that,
you
idea.
dude?
shouldn't do that. Although, do you know what is really good since we're on the topic of mac and cheese?
Chicken
For
with
anyone
ice cream.
out there, no, make your mac and cheese, but make it with almond milk. It's so good. Oh my
I don't
gosh.
like almond milk, dude. It's like fake.
Doesn't sound like a
There's
good
no
idea.
climb up being milk.
Oh my gosh. Well, the
That is
weakest
skim
links
milk.
are on this podcast.
Bro,
That's
are you
why.
allergic to milk? Or
You're
do you have
here
do you have a
too.
dairy? Do you
Yeah,
have
I'm
a dairy
lactose.
restriction?
I'm
What?
lactose
Bro,
intolerant.
you are
like
the
the
weakest
majority-
link. Do not. You
The
can't even
majority.
digest dairy.
What do you mean?
Don't talk
the
to me.
majority
I just
of
don't
the
like almond
world.
milk. I'm not being allergic.
Oh my
No,
At
she's
least
saying
my
I'm
body
allergic.
can process dairy.
The majority of the world is lactose intolerant.
And they
so
are the
you
weakest
just insulted.
link.
No, they're reasonable people. So you mean to tell me that you like to drink milk from a cow's teat? Are you
Yeah.
kidding me?
Yeah.
No.
And you milk an almond. Those
do.
poor almonds. You know? Have you ever asked?
You
for
know,
I
that?
how,
would.
you know how environmentally taxing almonds are?
It's terrible for the environment, but I will not drink milk from a cow's teat. It's gross. As a person who has
What you
milked
got
a cow
against
before,
cow tits, bro?
because I've milked a cow before and it's gross. When you see the milk fresh out of the cow, it's gross.
Why are you
it's
hating
so
on
gross.
nature?
Bro, she
Because
hating on
I
the
can.
cause.
This is a centuries old practice. You're just like, nah, it's stinky.
Nah, almonds.
Yeah.
Yes, because almond milk is good.
I'll even give you oat milk. Oat milk's okay.
How do they even
Oat
get
milk
milk
is
out of the
terrible.
almonds? That's the question.
Bro,
does the
that's why
milk
I get
come
so
from?
confused about. I've
It's
looked
literally
at the
just like
process.
blended almonds
Yeah,
and
you
water.
just blend it. Exactly.
Wait,
That's
really?
disgusting. It's not
How
even
does that
almond
even
milk.
get
That's
the
just
same
almond
texture
water.
as milk?
It's almond water. It doesn't.
It doesn't have the
Have
same
you had
texture.
almond milk?
No,
It
I
doesn't
told you
have
I'm
the-
allergic.
Oh, it's like water. It's like water.
Bro, it's not.
Jared,
Yeah,
just
like
have the
it's
pin
not.
on standby.
I remember I like borrowed some almond milk from my old girlfriend, and I damn near broke up with her when I put that shit in my cereal. I ruined a bowl of Cocoa
Kidding
Puffs.
me?
No, you know what?
It's so
Messenger of
good.
cereal. It's not dense enough.
Yeah,
like whole
that's
milk
the issue.
cereal like floats on top, kind of, and like
That milk just
it
went to the
up.
bottom and sat
almond
there.
milk, it'll
No,
like
it's
soak your
such a good
cereal and like
flavor.
make it soggy.
No, it's so good. Like you have to have the vanilla almond milk. Put your cereal in, use it to make like your
inferior.
mac and cheese. Put
Nah,
vanilla
nah,
almond milk.
nah,
This is
nah,
literally
nah.
what I did. Okay,
Nah,
listen to me.
nah,
Listen to me. I
nah.
wanted coconut rice, but I didn't have coconut milk, so I put almond milk in it instead, and it was just as good. It was so good.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
rice. That's not cereal.
I just
No,
gotta
but
make
it
y'all-
was good.
I just gotta make y'all like one of the recipes I've seen online for blue milk, like from Star Wars, and just have. I feel like it.
Is that
it's
just
not bad.
is that just
I'll take
milk
some
with
blue
food
milk.
coloring?
It's like more like a milkshake.
Don't ruin the
with food
secret.
coloring.
Do you know what?
My
I
secret
just want to point
formula.
out, Jared. Jared, I'm so proud of you for finding a way to take this random conversation about almond milk in the middle of a Disney podcast and somehow circle it back to Disney.
My man's
Hey,
just did a
hey,
full
my genius
reverse
frightens
180
me
Uno card.
My genius frightens me sometimes. I will try to move on the conversation then. So, Shri, tell us about this Lego set you're trying to buy.
Oh, dude, the new Republic gunship. They haven't released this since like early 2000s. They originally released it, and that was back when like episode 2 and 3 came out. I think I was too young to buy it, but then they sold them out, and then now you can only get like unopened ones for like $500 when they sold for like 40.
Wait, you're kidding me? They haven't made a gunship since 2005?
No, dude, like they sold out. Like I don't know if it was 2005, but it was early 2000s. Like
No, that can't be
they were
right.
all discontinued by manufacturers. I'm not joking, dude. They were all discontinued by manufacturers because I spent so much time trying to search for one, and they were all selling for like $500, $600 on like eBay, StockX, stuff like that. Now they're re-releasing it, but like a big boy set that's got like 3,300 pieces to it.
Big boy set.
Bro, it is a big boy. Dude, Nathan, you saw how big it was. You're not gonna see a little 10-year-old holding that.
A fact. A 10-year, that's like a safety hazard to a 10.
Bro, that 10-year-old's gonna drop it.
Like
and
you
it's gonna,
drop
like,
on your
break his
foot, it's
foot.
wraps, yeah.
There's got to have been one since then. They
Dude, I'm telling no,
Coming
I
soon,
could not
August
find it. They
1st,
were all
wow.
discontinued by manufacturers. Like there were the knockoff ones, but like Lego
Wait,
and
isn't
Star
that-
Wars did
isn't
not come
that
together.
gunship the one? Are you talking about the one with like Jedi Bob?
No, the one with Mace Windu, the LAAT, the low altitude artillery vehicle? No, the low altitude assault transport.
The one with the ATOT?
No,
Because my friend has
there is
that
one with that. There is one with that, but that's like a different model. Here, I'll send you a picture, Jared.
All right. But either way, $400. You ready to dish out the cash for that?
Bro, yes, this is a steal. Once I got a job, it was over.
That's literally me. Once I started having some money, I'm like, I'll take one of these, buys a monitor.
Yeah,
take one of
dude.
these, buys a
Once I have
PS5.
adult money, bro, it might like.
Bro, I don't even have adult money. It's amazing. Once I get a
Shoot
salary,
something.
it's over. Oh, it's from me.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine being a salaried employee walking past a Lego store?
Bro, it would be
That's
over.
gotta
I
be
would walk
tough,
out of that
man.
store with like
That's gotta
6
be
different Lego
tough.
sets.
Oh boy. You know what it reminds me
I like
of?
wouldn't be able to go to the mall anymore.
The Glendale Galleria. It's like one of the bigger malls in the LA area. It's got a Lego store in it, and it used to have like this one life-size Lego set or Lego of a clone trooper. So like I have
Oh, that's
a
badass.
photo of my friend with it. It's I gotta get me one of those. That's the only Lego set I want from this point on. Just
But
kidding.
yeah,
I
no,
want them
dude.
all. I have like no, like I got okay. You know the battle pack? They have a battle pack with like the 501st Troopers. You know what I'm talking about? Have you seen that one, Tree?
Yes, I do know what you're
501st
talking
battle
about.
pack.
Yeah, the 501st. I do know what you're talking about. Yes.
I grabbed me one of those. Looks
Oh, really?
cool as hell. Yeah, it's got like a little jet trooper. Oof.
That's sick.
And there's some other new ones that have come out recently that I want to grab. They have like a Darth Maul set or Darth Maul like versus Ahsoka set coming out soon too.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah. But there's also we were taking a look at this. Disney's releasing a minifigure set. I forget if you have to buy. I think you get them like each individually, and like you get one in the bag. But it's got like a ton of Marvel characters. So we've got Scarlet Witch, Vision. I think there was Bucky, Captain Britain, which is Captain Carter, and then
Yeah. That's the What If series coming out, right, in August?
yeah, but they're not all What If. I don't think because like one of them's like Loki, and it has like oh, can I say spoilers for the Loki show now?
I finished it.
You finished it? I think it's still a little too soon, but it's got some characters from the Loki show in there. And
Oh,
then
that's pretty cool.
yeah, so like the Captain Britain one implies that there's the ones from the What If show coming up. And you know what, like this is kind of unrelated, but another piece of news I saw is that like Henry Cavill is being like interviewed by Marvel to be like in the MCU. And people
Oh,
are like,
really?
what if he's like Captain Britain? I think that'd be really cool. Maybe that's just me. I don't know if y'all like would y'all want to see like
I thought Captain Britain was gonna be that one lady, Peggy Carter or something.
no, but that's in like the what if. That's like not like.
Oh,
MCU,
gotcha,
you
gotcha,
know?
gotcha.
So that's what I'm saying. Who would you want to see like Henry Cavill as?
I want to see him as a villain. I'm trying to think.
Yeah. Low key, like I like Henry Cavill, I guess, but like I feel like there's a lot of hype around him, and I kind of want to see him as a hero again, or at least like not in both.
That's why I like him in The
like,
Witcher.
DC and the MCU.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see him as like something different.
Than a hero?
Yeah, especially since like he's literally like he's not
Superman?
just a hero. Like
He was
like
Superman in the
poster
DC
boy,
universe.
you know, like.
He was one of like the best Supermans in my
Mhm.
opinion, and like you can't just like waste his muscles, man. Like give him
That is
give him a
true.
juked out role where he's like a Captain Britain would kind of make sense. Or you could just make him like a. Have y'all seen was it Mission Impossible where he's like the bad guy going up against?
Oh
Tom
my,
Cruise?
that fight scene in the bathroom.
Yeah, where he like does
That
that thing with his like arms. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, he just like, oh my god, that was crazy.
Oh, such a good scene. Oh, so he does good as a villain too. So I'm good either way.
Yeah,
The only problem
Yeah.
is Marvel villains, like they're so unmemorable because like they're in like one movie and
They
then
get
you
killed
never,
off,
and they
or
get
they just
killed
don't
off.
get reused.
but see, here's where it could get interesting for MCU villains now. Like, oh, I guess it's kind of spoilery, but not, I mean, not really. Like,
Except with
wait,
the
I don't know what I
multiverse.
could say. Yeah, okay, it's
We
about
can
the
talk
multiverse.
about that. Everyone
but,
knows that
okay, I can
Multiverse
talk
of
about it.
Madness is
Yeah.
happening. Multiverse of Madness.
Okay,
Is about
so
the
like
multiverse.
I think that with the multiverse opening and like the whole connections that people are like, oh, like will X-Men be in the MCU now? Like I think X-Men villains are way more reoccurring, so that would really give like Marvel the opportunity to make some memorable villains who are reoccurring. Because like that's the whole thing with X-Men is they like there's a lot of villains in there and they're reoccurring villains that they don't really like defeat, they just fight them a lot. So like I like to see Henry Cavill in like an X-Men sort of role, but like as a villain. That'd be cool. Or like an anti-hero. That's what I want.
You know, we
I
even
don't
have
know.
like the whole anti-hero squad coming up, you know.
Yeah.
For people who saw the end of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, so this is like something we're allowed to talk about because it's been a while.
It's well past.
Yeah. At the end, what is it? What's the guy's name? John Walker? John Walker
Yeah.
gets like his black suit, which is his something US agent suit, his US agent suit, and like he's approached by a woman who's like, "Oh, I'm like recruiting you or whatever," and it's like implying that she's like making an anti-Avengers team, you know?
Yeah.
Wait, where are you
Which
going
is
with
cool.
that tree?
No, I realized it was for a spoiler for Black Widow, so I can't talk about it.
Oh, gotcha. But yeah, so like you could have like this anti-hero team, just like throw Henry Cavill on there. What would he do though? Is he more because John Walker is already the muscle, you know what I mean? What would he be?
Yeah.
Make him the
I
Hulk?
don't know, like no, I just want more like I want more roles in the MCU that's kind of like that, like not a
Non-traditional.
superhero. Yeah, like I want more like anti-heroes in the MCU. That's what I really like about X-Men is because they have a lot of those, and that's why like X-Men will always be near and dear to my heart. I want to see this is what I want. Henry Cavill should be Gambit. That's what I want. Yup. Calling it.
Wasn't Gambit supposed to be like Channing Tatum at one point? Y'all know what I'm talking
Uh,
about? I remember
I think so.
like if you look up a photo like Channing Tatum Gambit. Wait, did you find it, Nathan?
No, I just picturing it.
Maybe I'm.
God, that would be so weird.
Oh yeah, it's like this. It's like the one if you like look with him with like pink hair and like glowing pink eyes. He looks so weird. But you think that's what Henry Cavill would be good as, Ashley?
Gambit
I mean,
is not
like-
jacked.
No, okay,
He's
okay.
agile.
Gambit's like a lanky, like
A lanky Frenchman.
Okay, but like, you know, obviously Henry Cavill could like lose some of the muscle mass for the role.
get off
but, like,
the trend
if you-
for the role of
Yes,
Gambit.
if you've seen Henry Cavill,
I don't know. Because like
I-
here's the thing. Look at that. Like it doesn't make any sense because Gambit is low-key a minor role, even in the X-Men series. Why
but
would
he
he?
shouldn't be. He should be a major role.
But he like there's a reason he is. He's not like I love Gambit. I loved him growing up, but he's just not that developed of a character, in my opinion.
But they could make it happen. That's what I want to see. Like
Ah.
Marvel has made so many cool characters happen, like in the past decade, that I'm like, okay, you know what? Like this is a chance. This
Okay,
is a chance. Like
but hear
let's
me
not
out.
forget Miles Morales was not a
Dude,
character
honestly, that's how
10
they should
years
break
ago.
away from like all this repetition. Is really hit the X-Men arc.
Dude, yeah, I think they're gonna. I think
That's
that's
in
what
a
they're
couple
leading up
arcs,
with for the
bro.
multiverse.
Because they
I
plan
want
these.
I
they-
want an MCU focused around the X-Men.
Okay, Nathan. Here's the problem though. So, how long ago did they require the rights to X-Men? Like a year or two ago?
Yes, yeah.
They kind of fumbled the bag.
No, they have the rights. What are you wait? What are you talking about?
Well, they have the right. Well, wasn't the last movie released by Disney or no? The last X-Men movie.
No, I don't think it was. No,
Oh, okay,
no.
never mind. Because whoever did,
Oh, the one with the like where they were in the like I don't even know what you would call it because it wasn't really
the
like
Dark
a
Phoenix
X-Men.
one. That one
Oh
was.
no,
That
I'm
was
having
like a
totally
continuation of
different
the
one.
pre-setup stuff anyway, even if it was Disney. But
Yeah.
my
Yeah,
point though
because
is
technically.
Huh?
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, say technically what?
Oh, I was going to say like because technically the last X-Men movie was like what was it called, like
Logan?
Mutants or something?
No.
No, it was the like Mutants one or like and people are like, what the heck is this? And it was an X-Men movie, turns out, and it was like about all of these kids who are in this like I don't know what you would call it, like an academy or something.
Oh, New Mutants. New Mutants.
Yeah, New
It's
Mutants
a horror
was
house
technically
one.
the
That
last
one was
one.
not good.
Yeah, it was not good. But that was technically the last X-Men movie that's been made. And then like Disney got the rights. And like I just need them to do something totally different with like a fresh set of X-Men, kind of break away from the mold that we've seen, like reinvent them because there hasn't been an X-Men series with like all of the main characters that you'd love to see are like really fleshed out. And so I'm like, you know what, just break away. You don't have to keep using the same people. Do something different.
Okay, so I was
Marvel
gonna say
do it.
to Shree's point where it's like we should like see more of it. These movies, I think it was who's the main guy, the main Marvel guy? I blank on his name. Kevin Feige. Kevin Feige was saying that like these movies get developed like 6 years in advance. So like from the point of like conception to like for example like hey we should make a Black Widow movie to like the Black Widow movie comes out, it's like a 6 year like time period. So if they just acquired like the X-Men like 2 years ago and they already had all these other planned movies, like they're gonna get through like the planned stuff first and then like maybe this is phase 4, right? Like beginning of phase 5 we'll get like some X-Men stuff, or end of phase 4 like end credit scenes we'll get some X-Men stuff. I don't think like we'll get anything because we still have to get through all of phase 4 and Fantastic Four. So they're already introducing Fantastic Four. And then after that, then we can probably get into mutant stuff. So that's
They better
probably-
not screw up Fantastic Four again.
I feel like it's hard to if they incorporate like you couldn't screw up Spider-Man because like you put him with Iron Man, you know what I mean? Like as long
Yeah,
as
like
you
they,
just,
they set that one up for success.
Yeah, so as long as you set it up right, because apparently like Reed Richards is supposed to be like related to Kang the Conqueror. And
Oh,
he's
really?
and he's supposed to be like one of the main. I was reading something about that in the comments on a post that it's like in the comics comics.
Huh.
I'm chewing on my word, but
You know
apparently
what
they're
I'm
supposed
really
to be
excited
like.
for? Oh, go ahead.
Apparently they're
Go
supposed
ahead,
to be
go ahead.
related. Like one's like Reed Richards is like the ancestor of Kang the Conqueror.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Something like that. Maybe I'm misreading it, but either
Yeah,
way,
I feel like that wouldn't make sense now. Like that, there is no way that they could introduce that now after they've set everything up. Like it just wouldn't make sense. I don't think it would.
Anyways, we'll have to
No.
see. Anyway, I guess that was my point. Maybe they could do something like connecting it there. That was just like I was just proposing anyway.
I feel it. Do you want unpopular opinion though? I don't like the Fantastic Four. I'm not looking. I feel like that's like one of the movies I'm not looking forward to.
Movie wise.
Kind of both. Like I'm not like super. I didn't get super into the comics. but like even just movie wise or just the premise of the Fantastic Four, like they were never really a hero group that was appealing to me because I don't know, like I didn't like their dynamic. I didn't like the powers that they had. And okay, not to go like really think PC, but like I saw this really interesting video about how like um the Fantastic Four is like kind of misogynistic because it was like the first time they had a female scientist who was like in the MCU, or I guess not in the
They
MCU.
said we don't
Like
want
in
to
a
see you.
superhero group. Yeah, like literally her whole power is to disappear, and they don't actually explore how she's like super smart and a scientist and like a superhero.
Aren't they all
I was like,
astronauts?
you know what?
Isn't that the?
I
Yeah,
thought like
but
all
they
of them
don't
were
really talk about
astronauts.
it. I mean, all of them were except the Thing.
But Reed Richards, I think, is
He was
supposed to
like,
be one of the smartest guys like ever.
Yeah.
yeah.
I think he's like literally supposed to be like a super genius. So I think they just like focus on the super genius as opposed to like, oh, they're all astronauts. Like,
But I mean,
I don't
that's
know.
like she was. I mean, obviously Reed is like, you know, super genius or whatever. But like she was also very smart. Like that was their whole thing. Was they're like this super smart couple together, but they don't talk about it like at all.
in either the old movie setups.
No, like it's introduced as like, oh, she's like witty and the witty person, and she's like smart too, but like that's it, and then they don't do anything with it, and I thought it was kind of lame, and that's why I don't like the Fantastic Four. I just don't like their chemistry together as a team.
Interesting.
It's fair.
Like,
I
you
never.
know what? One, oh yeah. You want
What's
to
up?
go?
No, you go.
One arc that I'd be really curious to see if they do is the Marvel Undead. What was it? There's like a specific name for it, like Marvel Zombies.
I've never heard of that one. What's it
think
Oh,
about?
you
I know-
haven't?
I
It
might
has
know
to
what
do
you're
with the
talking
Fantastic
about.
Four. Like they open up like the negative zone, and like there's like I think this has to do with the multiverse. I don't remember. I remember reading the comic arc a long time ago, but it is significantly darker. So I doubt Disney would do it.
Yeah, isn't that where like all of the Avengers were like
Everyone becomes
dead
zombies.
alive?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
everyone becomes zombies. So I really doubt they would do it, or like they would do a very PG version of it.
Yeah, it'd be cool if like now that they're kind of exploring like multiverse of madness stuff, if at some point like they do a montage to like pay homage to all the different comic book variations of things, and like even if they just did like a quick flash through some like really iconic comic book moments, I think that would be super cool to see.
You know what? I'm like of the unpopular opinion that like the universes have been separate for so long with like Disney not owning the rights to like the Fox characters or like the other Marvel characters that like mentally it's weird now for me to be like the Avengers are teaming up with like the Fantastic Four, or that like the
Yeah.
Fantastic Four like in the comics was like a part of the Avengers. You know what I mean? Like in my head I'm like there's the X-Men, there's the Fantastic Four, and there's the Avengers. It's weird now that like they're all like conversing into the same thing. Does that make sense at all?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm sure they'll do it and they'll do it good, but at least at the moment I'm not like fully on board yet. Like especially how we've been missing the goalposts with the Fantastic Four movies that passed. Like they better have like a really strong plan coming up for this next one.
Yeah.
Any last comments on Fantastic Four, Marvel? Anything coming up with that?
What's Deadpool doing? There's like a third Deadpool coming out, right?
I think that's supposed to be an MCU movie.
Ooh, so he's actually gonna be pushed in. You know what? If they do R-rated with Deadpool, then they could for sure do it because there's two arcs of Deadpool that are my favorite. Are like Deadpool kills the Marvel universe, and they would never do that, obviously. But like that, he just has like a psychosis break, and like he just goes around killing them all. And then there's actually one where Deadpool is like in the zombie, is like a zombie apocalypse, and Deadpool like fell asleep and just woke up and there was a zombie apocalypse. That one was really cool. So they could do something with that maybe on Disney.
Would he even be able to turn into a zombie as Deadpool?
So that was the thing. Like, so
I think that's what happened. He like didn't like
he let
stuck around
he let
forever
everyone
because
eat
of
him,
his-
and they all turned into Deadpool.
Yo, what?
Yeah, like there's something with his DNA.
There's some funny Deadpool stories, dude.
Bro, some of the Deadpool stories are you got to get like the the Marvel Unlimited, like the comics, and just get that subscription. It's fun.
Yeah, I want to see a dark Deadpool suit. I think in the end of the second Deadpool movie, he like his like ash on him or something, and it like makes his suit dark. But I want to see him like full out go like
Mm-hmm.
his like black suit or whatever, or gray suit, as opposed to his red one. But do you think that they would actually do an MCU movie that's rated R with Deadpool?
I
Like,
doubt it.
That
I
like honestly, Deadpool is dead now that Disney has the rights to.
like. I don't know what's gonna happen with Deadpool. They're either gonna do a big swing and a miss, or they're just gonna. It's gonna be like Disney after dark.
I hope they wouldn't do it now because they're gonna like trash the character.
ooh, we'll have to see. Honestly, I think I'm excited. I would be excited to see him in it, but I would hope that they'd make it an MCU movie and that they would make it rated R. That's what like that would be my goal. But you know, Ryan Reynolds, I'm sure he'll do the role to like the end of his life. And like since the mask is on, it doesn't really matter if like he's older, you know?
Mhm.
So they
Mhm.
could wait a couple years. Plus he looks like a scrotum anyway and his like when he's like Deadpool
Yeah.
like when he's all like beat up or whatever.
Also, Deadpool's not really like known. He's not like a young like character, you know.
Yeah, he's not like Spider-Man. He's not like a 16-year-old, you know?
Yeah, this man's like in his 30s, 40s.
Mhm.
He can be pretty much any age around there. So they have time. So I think maybe early phase 5 possibly. We'll have to see. I think there's also rumors that like the Blade movie might be rated R or something like that. I don't know, does anyone know about
Oh,
shit
dude,
about
if they
Blade?
reboot Blade, if they, I'll be so hyped.
No, they
I
actually they
love.
have confirmed there's a Blade movie coming.
Oh, they
out.
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
I loved Blade as a kid, dude. I was sitting in India watching Blade movies. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. Do you know what? I think Disney will kind of do like a like, oh, we're kind of branching into more adult things, especially because like I think they just announced that they're gonna do like I don't know if this has to do with it, but they're doing like a new bundle for their streaming services. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're like, okay, we're gonna like start separating some of our movies and do more intense things. Plus, like there's going to be a Moon Knight live action show,
Yeah.
and Moon Knight isn't like a very PG character.
Okay.
So I feel like they're going to have to do something.
See, that's the thing though. Anything like there is Hulu, like that's where they put like they made like a new animated TV show with like one of the villains. I forget his name. But there's like a new animated TV show for Marvel on Hulu. But I feel like a Deadpool, they'd probably try and make him MCU, you know? Like especially like with his like fourth wall breaking stuff. Like they could get away with it. Maybe that's just my opinion of it. I don't see them putting like a Deadpool movie on. I don't know, does anyone disagree?
I
Ah,
I just
I don't
hope that
know.
they find a way. Either like they're going to have to be like, okay, you know, we're gonna have to change things up and just like keep it rated R and like try not to go too far with it, or like they are going to use his whole like fourth wall thing to address like I'm not going to be cursing as much and there isn't going to be as much blood and like find a funny way to do it.
That would
But
be. I would
yeah.
appreciate if he was there. I wouldn't want like a whole movie that's like that, but like if they're gonna throw him in as like a small role in something, I think that would be sufficient.
Mm-hmm.
I forget one of my friends mentioned it, but I think they said it would be a good idea if like he popped in, he was like, "Oh, it's PG-13. I get to use the one F word," and that like someone else uses it, and then he just
Oh,
gets like
yeah.
super angry.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Was that on this podcast that we were talking about that, Nathan?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, well,
But
someone
I'm
was
vaguely
talking about it.
familiar.
Anyways, I guess we talked that to death. The only last thing I wanted to cover today is just talk a little bit more about everything going on. This is kind of the topic for the day, but everything going on at Disneyland these days, or Disney World and whatnot. The state of like the parks for Disney. Um, so one of the biggest news things that I've been reading recently is that let's see what the exact date is. It's like Disneyland and Disney World on Friday are starting to require guests above the age of 2 and cast members to wear face masks indoors starting Friday. So it seems from now on everyone has to wear a mask whether you're in Disneyland or Disney World. It's just weird. Like we've had this whole like you just had the Jungle Cruise premiere. No one was wearing a mask at that. and like a couple days later, now everyone's required to wear a mask again. I guess a whole new like Delta COVID variant is a lot more serious than people had realized, and just
It's
interesting.
almost like we've done this before.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I truly believe masks are not that big of an issue.
No, but that's my question too. Is like, are we gonna going back into social distancing at the parks, or is it just you will wear a mask, but there's same amount of people on each ride? You know?
I don't think
That's a good question. Like, are we going back? Is it
Dude,
like
no.
just masks or
I
like?
feel like there's no way you could convince the majority populace to go back to social distancing.
Yeah.
I was in an Uber the other day. This dude was like so anti-vaxxer, anti-masker. I was like, I almost hopped out of the car. I was just like, oh my God.
I had that with a you call it like Uber Eats person the other day, or a DoorDash person. Pulled up with to drop off my food, didn't have a mask on. They're just like, "Where am I?" And I'm just like, "Oh well, I guess having a mask on while you delivered my food wasn't very important to you." But that's just me. But I was gonna. Oh yeah, the other question. So Nathan, when we went to Disneyland, you know how we was I talking to you about how like we wouldn't want to go back during those conditions? Is that the conversation we
yeah,
had?
yeah. Uh-huh.
So what do you think about this? What do you think about like going back right now where it'd be like a mask, but maybe social distancing, maybe not? Would you prefer if you were to go? Like, what would your ideal situation be?
Okay, obviously, ideally, nothing. But uh, I think I don't mind masks like on their own, but when everything is like designed around people being distanced, that's when it kind of starts to like break the like I start to notice it, you know?
Uh-huh.
Like it's really easy for me to like just go through a thing with a mask on and just forget I have the mask on, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like eating and drinking is like the only situation where that becomes an issue. And at Disneyland, like you're like
You're constantly eating and drinking.
well, I mean, because they're only indoors, right?
That's a good question. I'd have to double check. I'm pretty sure it's it looks like it just says indoors.
Like when we went, right? We couldn't walk around eating stuff because we had to have the mask on.
Yeah,
That
that's a
was
good
kind of
point.
annoying, you know?
So I think it's indoors. I think everything outdoors you can still leave a mask off, I guess.
Yeah, so if you're allowed, yeah, if it's just indoors, like I wouldn't mind at all. It's fine.
Um Ash, I know you haven't been to Disneyland recently, but fine with fine with masks. Any opinion on it?
Yeah, 100%. If anything, I feel like what this whole thing has taught me is that probably even after, like, say in some magical universe, like COVID completely goes away, I feel like I'd still probably wear a mask in like super crowded places, like even if there was nothing to worry about, just because it's so nice to know that like I'm not going to go to some crowded place, an event, and like have some random person like cough or sneeze in my direction and then like get
It's in your
sick.
mouth.
Yeah, they do that in Singapore, China, and stuff. Like they wear masks
Exactly.
daily.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's been so nice to just be like, oh, I've gone, I guess since 2019 or 2018 for me, but like it's been a really long time since I've just like gone a cold. And so it's kind of
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, dude. Honestly, I feel like my like I guess not like my mannerisms and like my facial like I used to touch my eyes and rub my eyes a lot. Now I stopped doing that.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
I wash my hands far more often and without even thinking anymore.
Yeah, true. Also, what I noticed was, and I felt so bad at the very beginning of everything, but like the mask taught me to be more mindful about like my facial expressions about things because someone told me that I have really loud eyes at the beginning of the pandemic, as in like they could tell if I was being judgmental of something. And so it made me really think like, oh, do you know what? Like
Have people
maybe I
been
might be
reading me
doing it
this whole
wrong.
time?
Yeah. And I was like, oh, I should probably work on that. Like, that's not a good thing. Because sometimes I don't even like mean it in a bad way. I'm just like a really expressive person facially. So like it's been one of those mindful things too, which has also been kind of nice. So I'm here for the mask. I'm fine
You
with
know,
it.
the one thing I'd like to say is when Blake, Sunil, Sasha, and I were at Disneyland, it was I wasn't even like terribly hot, but that mask eventually, because you're walking around. Let's say Ashley, let's say the scenarios you're walking around and it's You know what? That's outdoor masks though. I was gonna say you're walking around and it's like 100 degrees outside in California, and you're walking around a theme park. Would you still wear a mask outdoors?
Oh my gosh, 100%.
Okay,
Yeah.
I hate wearing masks, but like
It's not a
Yeah.
big
if we
deal.
gotta do it, like
I'm
No,
aware.
no. I'm just saying that like indoor. Like they're gonna make you wear it indoors anyway. That's fine because it's like usually cold, air conditioned in there. I'm just saying like outdoors, I
Yeah.
wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want them to go back to wearing outdoor masks because it can get really hot and it's outdoors.
for me,
I'm okay with the
food is the
indoors.
real like issue, you know?
'Cause people are
Yeah.
eating outdoors with food anyway.
Yeah, like if
it's
I
not gonna
can't walk
matter.
around with my ice cream cone, that's annoying.
Like I feel like it's annoying, but like I'd still do it just because better
Yeah,
safe than
honestly,
sorry.
if I can wear my mask in a lab where it's hot, like I really don't mind.
True.
I
I
guess
I literally moved out in like the 100%, 100 degree plus Riverside heat. Like that's when I moved out by myself and like was carrying all my luggages and everything, and I was wearing my mask, and it sucked. Like it sucked so much, but I don't know. It wasn't like terrible. It wasn't awful. I feel bad for like people in humid states because it's totally different. Like
Oh yeah, you
California
get
has more of a
drenched in
dry
sweat.
heat. Yeah, California is
That is
really
a
dry
good
heat,
point.
but
Yeah, I
Oh
feel
my
bad for
God.
Floridans.
I
Floridans
cannot
have a tough time.
imagine being in like Georgia with a mask on.
Dude,
or
no,
something.
my
Dude,
my
that's how it
family
is
in
here.
India, they be getting drenched.
Oof.
Yeah,
That
that's how it
sounds
is here in
terrible.
Missouri right now. It's like really humid here. So whenever I do wear my mask, it's very humid here and it's very hot here right now. So like it feels terrible, but like still, I'd rather just wear the mask
I think
than
that's the
get
exact
sick.
argument people in Florida have been having. You know, like it's almost as hot as it is in California, and it's got the humidity to go with it too. So that's why people are like were more hesitant, I guess, over there to wear masks than they were in California. Also, Floridans are just whack. Sorry, Floridans, if you're listening. Yeah,
I'm not sorry.
You're not
I'm
sorry.
not sorry. Figure it
Oh, I'll
out.
say it again.
For Florida man. But then the other part I wanted to bring up is that I think all three of you have like brought this up to me at some point, but just like the cost of Disneyland isn't as good as it used to be. Like every year it seems to get a lot more expensive. To the point where it's like one of the things I think of consider Disneyland to be, it's like a luxury or it's like an event, you know what I mean? Like most people see that at Disneyland, like, oh, like I'm going to Disneyland like once this year, you know, like it's like my mini vacation.
So you don't want to make it while it's during like the like COVID, like, you know?
Yeah, like you
Yeah,
gotta be
that's exactly
picky
my
about
thought
when you go.
process. I was just like, I'd rather save that money right now in case of like emergencies. Because like I know so many people who were like let go of their jobs that like they had like they were scrounging. I was like, I think about that a lot, and I was like, I should probably be saving up as much money as I can.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's another big thing. Like a lot of us are on this podcast are like young. Shree's one of the people who's like graduated and whatnot. Like for a lot of people, like going to Disney right now, like aside from the COVID restrictions at Disneyland, it's like you shouldn't be like a lot of people are in a position to spend money like that on
Oh, yeah,
Disneyland tickets.
that's a good point.
So
That's a good point, Nathan. Sheree, I think this is your first time on the normal podcast section as opposed to Star Warlord. So you want to talk a little bit about yourself first, so that the people know who you are.
Oh, that I graduated, realized I made a mistake, and have convinced somebody to let me go do a PhD. That about sums it up.
Graduated from where?
I graduated from Irvine with my master's, and then after a couple months, I realized I wanted to do a PhD. So I talked to my professor at Irvine, and he's down for me to start a PhD as soon as possible. So I was working in a lab, and now I'm going back for my PhD.
Okay. So, Nathan, did I cut you off when you were going off there?
Oh no, I was just capping off saying that. Like, I guess like right at the moment, like with all this stuff happening, like people aren't in a place to be. But I don't know. At the same time, you could make the opposite argument. Like, we kind of got out of the end of like I guess the first like phase of this. Yeah. So a lot of people like already exercised all that caution and are probably like dying right now to like plan a Disney trip or like.
Oh, they're dying all right. They're.
Oh boy, dude.
This is a family podcast.
I think my issue is people just aren't willing to sacrifice. Like they just don't want to listen to reason. They don't understand like this new variant. is worse than the first
No,
variant.
I'm
It's
annoyed that
infecting-
people they're not taking the vaccine. That's what's annoying me the most. Where like I
Bro,
hear
my
like
homie at work, smart guy. I keep asking him. I was like, bro, why are you not vaccinated? And he says he swears to me it's not a religious thing. It's not like an anti-vaccine. He's just lazy. And I was like, bro, you were such a smart guy,
could
but
die,
you're probably
bro.
one of the dumbest kids. I was like, you're probably one of the dumbest kids I've ever met.
like things I've been reading, it's like 99% of people who have been vaccinated are. Oh, what was the word? 99% of people that have been showing up
No, it was
in the
99% of
ERs
the
recently
that
have
are
been
not vaccinated.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's like
And almost all of them wish that they had been vaccinated.
exactly. Like
Bro,
almost on their
I read that
deathbed
and I was like,
saying
that was the funniest thing I'd ever read. I was
okay,
like,
sure.
I'm on
Okay.
the same. I'm on
bro,
the same
imagine
page as
imagine
Jared
going to
here.
the hospital and being like, dang, I
Should've
should have gotten that vaccine all right. Like they got me.
I'm
Like,
on the
that's
same
so
page as
sad.
Jared. Like I get like I understand the frustration with like having to make sacrifices like wearing a mask and stuff, but like
But we made
the
the
goal,
sacrifice till we
exactly,
get,
yeah,
and we got
no,
the
exactly.
vaccine. And now that
It's
we
like
have the
we
vaccine, people
like
are
we dealt with all that stuff for like a year and a half. Like we completely like upturned society for a year and a half, and nobody was having a good time. And that was all like to get to the end. And now you're telling me like we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna take our ticket out. Like
literally
what?
every single news story was when's the vaccine coming? Once the vaccine's here, we're
Yeah.
fine. Once the vaccine's here, we're fine.
Like
Now we
I
have
thought
it,
we
no
were
one's
on the
taking it.
same page, that
Yeah.
we were all just waiting for this to take the vaccine and go back. But I guess not.
Half
Dude,
of
no,
people
no.
are
Here's the
taking it,
thing: is
other
like we
half
weren't
aren't.
suffering because like we were suffering because we were listening, but everyone else was not suffering because like not everyone else. A large populace were just like, we're gonna ignore it. Like San Diego, nothing changed for them during the lockdown. They were still going out to the clubs, everything. So yeah, we were suffering, but no one. There was not a full consensus.
Yeah.
Is that you're talking about across the state, across the country?
Across the country.
There's a huge disparity across the country, dude. If you look at like maps of like where vaccines are being given out, the Midwest is playing
Well,
a
it is
different
very
game.
the
bro.
Midwest.
Ashley's
I'm in the
that.
COVID hotspot. Woo! I hate it. I literally like one of my friends here, or I guess like a parent of a friend, they had like just moved and they're like, oh, like we're gonna have a party. And they invited like me and my family to go, but we're like, we can't go because we don't know who they're like actually got the vaccine or not. There's no point like risking it to be around these people because like you don't like there's literally so many people. Everyone here can get the vaccine and so many people don't want it. And the cases just keep going up to the point where like I haven't been outside for like the majority of the summer because I just don't want to get sick again. Even though I was cautious the first time, I don't want to do it. So
literally the
people
saddest
listening, get the vaccine.
It's the saddest thing. Like people, for a good period of time, from like January to May, people were like fighting to the death for vaccines. You know what I mean? And now they just have all these
Yeah, it was
leftover
terrible.
these leftover vaccines, and literally just no one wants them. They're just sitting
Oh,
around.
well.
And
It's
just
really
like,
it's really
it's
sad
depressing.
to like think about all this. Like
No, and there was such a poor delivery system, like in January and stuff. When I was talking to like my friends who were doctors who were administrating, they were like, bro, we would waste like 200, 300 vaccines a day because people would not show up to their appointments or they would double book because they were so desperate to get one. And then like the vaccines go bad after a couple hours.
uh-huh.
And so like we were literally like running to parks and stuff saying like, who wants to get vaccinated? And imagine some dude just pulls up to you at a park and you're like, hey man, you trying to get this injection or what?
So here's the question I have: would you guys, now that like the Delta variant is like extent or like going up, combined with like the cost of Disneyland, do you guys not see yourself going very soon in the future? Or like for me, I know I'm planning on going to Oogie Boogie Bash, which I hope you know what that is, Shuri, because we had to
I do know
explain
what that
last
is.
time.
I dated a girl who was really into Disney. So like I know all about Disney. I've just never been.
So I'm trying to go
think
to
I
Oogie
would be
Boogie.
I think I'm down, but I think I just once I get my new job, I want to see what I'm being paid. If I'm being paid the same or more, I'm gonna buy tickets.
Because it's like I brought up earlier, like it's Disney isn't a necessity, especially right
Yeah.
now with COVID going on. but like Nathan brought up, like we've been suffering for a year. I've been suffering for a year where like normally my time to go to Disney would be like in May, and then the pandemic happened in like early April or early March or mid-March, early April. So then I waited a whole like extra year, and then finally got to go. Now I'm like, I want to go again. You know, like got to get caught up. But then there's
There's also like there's a difference now because like since we're vaccinated, like before it was like a matter of like, you know, like doing like, do I want to go out and contribute to like a place being really crowded? And on top of that was like your own personal safety. But now it's like we're all vaccinated and have greatly increased our own personal safety. So it's much more of a just like
Yeah.
they're like
Yeah.
the context has changed a lot. So like I don't know, like
Exactly.
personally, like if I really wanted to go to Disney, like I'm gonna go at this point and just like
Yeah, because like even with the Delta virus, like having the vaccine, you're still like 97% protected against the Delta virus. I think that's what they've been
the
saying.
other thing I've seen though is that if
So-
you get the virus, it's a lot less damaging.
Yeah, it's a lot worse.
It's-
Not a lot worse. It's a lot less worse. Sorry.
Yeah,
like
it's a
almost
lot less
none of the
permanent.
people that were hospitalized were vaccinated. I think none of them actually.
Yeah, like
No,
none of
my
them were
friend
vaccinated.
actually, my friend's friend who was vaccinated just got it.
No.
Were,
Yeah,
were they
for like
hospitalized?
severe hospital cases.
I think it was bad, but not bad enough to go to the doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I meant
Well,
like I'm more concerned about long term like health effects.
Yeah. So like, yeah, if I'm not gonna like if I've done my part in taking my vaccine and like I'm not gonna like die from going to Disneyland and like if other because I like yeah,
you're
it's
still
like
gonna be cautious
frustrating.
when you're
It's
there. You're
frustrating
still
to
gonna-
talk about this. Yeah, I don't know. Like it's like the way I see it, it's like it's frustrating to talk about this, but it's like we talked about, Jared. Like we've passed the point of like we were all waiting for this. Everyone was on the same page. Like if you've made a personal choice, like to not take it for whatever reason, like that's up to you. Like
Well, they're dumb.
but like
Yeah.
it's like that's up to you, but like the world has to keep spinning, you know? Like
The other argument though is that
Yeah.
some people can't get the vaccine due to like is it like health?
I feel
There are
bad for
some-
I
those
feel bad
people.
for that though.
Yeah, no,
am I
there are
endangered-
like my grandma is immune, like she can't get it because she's on certain medication.
But then I would argue those people shouldn't be going to Disneyland then.
Well,
She's also in
yeah.
India, but
So then
Yeah,
if I go
most
to
of them, like,
Disneyland,
don't go
I'm not adversely health affecting anyone, right?
and that's the thing is like I feel like big places like that they should enforce a vaccination. Like you have to show your proof of vaccination. Like it's just unless like because if you're medically compromised, you shouldn't be there, right? You shouldn't be in this situation. If you're just unvaccinated because you're like lazy or an anti-vaxxer, you don't deserve.
yeah, I feel
those
yeah, you
privileges.
shouldn't be allowed to participate in large groups. It's not even like
Like, you shouldn't.
I
Like, yeah.
promise you, I am one of the most like least biased people when it comes. Like, I don't have like a huge like.
I truly don't care what you do with your life, but in the
Yeah.
global pandemic, you need to like do your part.
Exactly. Like it.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna not take a vaccine, that's one thing, but you can't expect to participate in things that are like highly like,
exactly.
problematic.
Okay,
if you're
do you know what?
not taking-
Actually, that brings up like a really great thing that I was talking about or thinking about. Like, you know how all of these places, I don't know if Disney did something like this, but I think maybe they did, where like you get rewards if like you finally go and get like a vaccine, you know? I think that's weird that like we're now rewarding people to go get a vaccine after
they
they've
waited.
chosen to not get it. Yeah, for such a long time. Shouldn't we be rewarding people who got the vaccine earlier as like
Perfect
thanks for
world,
doing the right
yes,
thing?
But remember,
I mean,
we're
that's
trying
not
to
going to make more people get
get
vaccinated.
vaccine. Yeah.
I feel like it would like if you're like, do you know what? Like if you get the vaccine and you've had it for a while, then you're eligible to start getting rewards. Like we'll just give it to
So
everyone.
what, the vaccine
who is
battle pass?
vaccinated.
Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah. Yes. Like
I think
feel
you should
like
maybe get like a
literally-
discount to a ticket or something.
Exactly. Like
I think
I
Six
feel like
Flags
if
does
they
that.
did that, that'd be better.
Bro, it's that Six Flags. Ain't no one trying to go there. I'm
Like,
sorry,
it's- I
Six Flags.
just-
Please don't ban me.
It just doesn't make sense to me that like we're rewarding people for waiting to get the vaccine now that like you can win like 10K for going to get vaccinated. Like a lot of us, or I guess people who like care about other people, have been vaccinated for like a really long time, but like they can't get 10K. That's whack. I've
Like-
been doing my part.
Like obviously, like Disney would like couldn't do this, right? Like bar people that aren't vaccinated because they'd lose like
They
a
should.
ton of money. But like that's a fair like on principle, that's a fair thing, you know? Like if you opted out of this, you don't get to like participate in the
Ashley,
Oh
Exactly.
yeah,
Ashley,
and
our
that's
friend
the
Michael.
thing.
Oh, should you go first?
No. I was just agreeing with Nathan.
Oh, I was just gonna say, Ashley, our friend Michael brought up that they did do that with like the lottery system, where it was like if you've gotten a vaccine at any point, you're in like the California lottery to um get like the reward, or
Yeah,
whatever it
like
was.
to
So
get
there
money. I
was,
feel like
so
that
there was
makes so
one.
much more
Yeah, there
sense.
was one. But you're
I know,
saying
but like
there should have been more
that's not like what
incentives?
they're doing. No. I'm saying that that's not like how they've been doing it everywhere. Like here in Missouri, literally what they're doing
Oh,
is
you
they're
didn't
like,
mean Cal. You
if
meant
you
like any
go,
state.
no, I mean like they've done in California too, where they've been like, oh, like if you go and get the vaccine today, you can win $10,000. Like, why did it take you until today where now you can get ten
Because they
thousand
weren't
dollars
getting
for
ten
getting your
thousand dollars
first dose of the
before,
vaccine?
but now they might.
Yeah, but it doesn't make sense. You should be rewarding people who like have had the
you
vaccine.
should be
They've been
rewarding everybody. You should be including a pool, like you should include both people that have already gone vaccinated and people that are getting vaccinated in the pool.
exactly, which goes to the whole Disney thing of like, you shouldn't be rewarded or get good things when you haven't been caring about the good of the public. That doesn't make sense.
Well, okay,
Why
but
should
on a
you-
practical level, it's
I
getting more
understand
people
incentivizing.
It
vaccinated.
makes sense.
So
It's
like,
like, yeah, like I
yeah.
understand incentivizing because some people are just children.
Like it's
I
annoying that
mean,
these people are
yeah.
like getting coddled like this, but like
I'd rather than be
the
get
bottom
coddled.
line is they get coddled and get vaccinated, then I would prefer that.
I mean, yeah, of course. Like, I want people to get vaccinated and stuff. I just think that at a certain point, like, we do have to be like, hey, you know what? People aren't caring for like the good of other people. And at what point do you just say, like, you don't deserve to be coddled for doing the wrong thing? Like, that, it doesn't make sense.
That's never gonna work in society.
I know,
It's such a
but I
sad.
want it to.
Who was it?
Ridiculous,
Who was
man.
it that was saying they should make it like at like Disneyland? It's like they should require a vaccination if you're going to a
Me,
tree. Like
bro, I'll stand by that.
I was gonna say I wasn't 200% sure about that, but then I thought about how like for example the UC system is now requiring.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
UC system
yeah.
did it right. Yeah, like
Yeah,
if
the
you
You
want to
see,
go,
like you're not pulling up to school without a
Yeah.
vaccine.
like that's fair.
Exactly.
Like you take in-person classes. Like if you want to take it, because we have like, if viewers aren't aware, there's like a lot of classes are being offered online as well. Like if you want to be able to go in person and take classes, like having to take a vaccine is a reasonable like.
Yep.
Reasonable what? Like trade off? Or reasonable demand?
Like that's a sacrifice that you have to make if you want to even call it a sacrifice.
Uh-huh.
Like that's a sacrifice that is necessary to like it's necessary for the safety of the public at the school. It's like in the same way at Disneyland, like if the majority of the population in Disneyland being vaccinated is what it takes to make Disneyland a safe place, like that's like
Bro, you know how many people would get vaccines if they said Disneyland, you're not pulling up without a
yeah.
vaccine?
Like if like one person with a lot of power just had a lot of balls and said like you can't come unless you have a vaccine,
Bro, on God.
we could
Yeah.
we can make
They'd
some
change
That's how you
progress.
get
You might
lawsuits.
lose some
Exactly.
money. You might lose some money, yes, but you will also incentivize a bunch of people
You'll
to go get
save the
vaccinated.
world.
And that's what I mean by after a certain point, like we got to stop coddling people who don't want to do the right thing. Like you can't go everywhere and still expect to not protect other people.
And
Like
dude,
that's just not it.
tell me what's more of a Disney story than saving the world.
Exactly.
We just put
Wow.
a shield around the world, as Iron Man would say. Look how well that turned out. But anyways, I think we talked that to death, so I guess we'll finish the episode here. So I hope everyone had a good time. So thank you all for joining for this episode. Thank you, Nathan, Tree, Ashley.
Thank you.
And then
No problem.
So then, yeah, that's all we got for this episode. So thanks for tuning in. For other little news, kind of struggled with the editing of the Cruella movie review. So that's all edited. Will be going out on YouTube either tonight or tomorrow. So keep an eye out for that. So as always, you can follow us on YouTube at Castles and Company, on Spotify as well, Castles and Company. And then you can check out our website, castlesandcompany.com, where you can find links to our Patreon page and Discord server. So until next time, remember this: laughter is timeless, imagination has no age. Dreams are forever. So have a magical rest of your day.